What's up YouTube, CharminEXSoft here coming at you guys with a brand new video, and today I'm super excited because I'm back making some videos and reviews to you guys here on YouTube, and it's the month of October, which means I am in the creepy, crawly, spooky woo mood. You get what I'm saying? So today we're gonna go ahead and start out with our first honest review back covering a game called Hollow. Now, Hollow was developed by MMEU and published by Forever Entertainment. Right now, you can find it only on two different platforms. One is Steam and the other is Nintendo Switch, which I played it on. So my review will be based on the Nintendo Switch version, and it retails at $19.99 on every platform. Right now, it's actually really highly rated up on the Nintendo Switch charts under the download side. So I don't know if it's just the fact that it's October and it's hard in there, but everybody seems to be buying this game recently. I bought it a while ago, just never had a chance to sit down and play it, but I figured it's October, it's Halloween, it's spooky, creepy, crawly time. Let's go ahead and play this puppy now. So I want to go ahead and review this thing. Now, first off, if you're looking for a horror game under Steam, you're probably not going to find this one there because I think it's mislabeled on Steam. I think that, well, right now on Steam, it shows up as action adventure indie, and I think the game truly should be classified as a sci-fi horror indie because that's what it is. It's a horror game in my personal opinion. Now, the game also does give you a description and some key features, which I want to start with because we need to see if the developers are truly delivering on the promises that they're putting here in the games when it comes to these key features and descriptions and things of that nature. So right here, right off of Steam, it's going to tell you the full description and key features are as follows. In Hollow, you are one of the pilots that transports precious resource cargo from the mining ship Shaker 1 down to Earth. One day, you wake up in an emergency capsule drifting near the facility. You don't remember who you are or how you got there. All you can remember is an autopilot docking code for capsule dock NR6. When you dock with Shaker 1, it's clear something has gone horribly wrong. The crew is missing, and the entire facility is dealing with catastrophic power issues. As you start to uncover the ship's terrifying secrets, Shaker 1 threatens to take your identity, your sanity, and ultimately your life. Now, key features of the game are listed as follows. Explore a derelict mining facility in orbit around Jupiter. Fight through the nightmare and solve the mystery of Shaker 1. Face your fears head-on or use the environment as your ally. Solve puzzles and use your brain to proceed. Master fast-paced, frantic gun combat to survive. Reveal the backstory of the protagonist and set him free from his demons or succumb to them. So that's the description and key features right there, but the big question remains, does the developers deliver on this? Do they give us what they're telling us that they give us? And off the bat, I'm going to tell you yes, for the most part. Now, the game, without giving any spoilers and stuff like that, their setting is spot on. Yes, this is a horror game. You are in space. You don't know who you are. And it's like a dark environment. You know, they said there's power outages, a catastrophic power failure. Remember in their description, they gave you that. So you have to find these generators and turn these generators on. I know what you're thinking. You're like, day by day, like, no, it's not that. This is a single player horror game. This one actually scares the crap out of you, okay? Now, and you have to turn these generators on, but in order to do that, you have to figure out how to get through the ship. You have to make your way through all these catwalks, paths, you know, all the things that are out there and go bump in the night because you're not alone. You might not find any crew like they were telling you, but there's other things there. Yeah, wouldn't be a real horror game without some monsters in my personal opinion, so we'll go with that. I don't know what you want to call them. They kind of give you the enemies have this feeling of John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars, just a little bit. Don't go off the deep end and think completely John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars. What I'm trying to say with that is that in Ghost of Mars, they mutilate themselves, you know, that kind of stuff. So you're gonna find bodies of enemies that look disfigured with blades sticking through them and stuff, but they're also half naked, so you're gonna see a lot of boobies and whatnot in this game. Mechanical legs, like, they just seem messed up, like either some kind of experiment or maybe they did this to themselves. You see what I'm saying? Like, that is your enemy. Like, it's a monster. That's basically what it is. But it's not, I mean, as cool looking as the mutilated people in Ghost of Mars. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just using that as an example. But yeah, you have to basically turn on these power generators while being attacked by multiple different types of enemies. I think there's probably about 4 or 5 different styles of enemies in the game, and you do have weaponry to defend yourself. You do have a few guns and whatnot. When it comes to those key features, I will say when it comes to the fast-paced, frantic gun combat to survive, I think that's kind of a miss. I don't think that really. I don't want to call that fast-paced. I guess you want to say I would call it fast-paced, dependently just on one gun, like the Ripper gun maybe. You only get like 2 guns in the game, but the Ripper gun is maybe the fastest gun, and you can just kind of pull it as fast as you want. You know, but as a fast-paced, no, I wouldn't say fast-paced in general, because you move kind of slow in this game. So I don't want to say that's a fast-paced gun action. When it comes to solving puzzles and stuff, yes, absolutely. There are some pretty good puzzles in this game. You'll come to points and you're like, man, I'm stuck. But it's not like in your face, hey, here's a puzzle. It's like, how do I get through this door? You know what I'm saying? It's not like, hey, crack this thing to open said door. It's just like, man, how do I get through this thing? I don't know how to get by. Where's that code at? You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys are looking around. Use your environment. Read everything. When it comes to using your environment, though, they also did say in there something along the lines of fight through nightmares, solve mystery, Shaker 1, face your fears head on, or use your environment as an ally. I think that's kind of, again, another misleading concept. Using your environment as an ally in this game, you can take like gas canisters, put them on the ground, and then shoot them to blow them up to deal damage to enemies, but that's it. I mean, that's the only thing. You can't hide underneath desks, you can't hide in lockers or jump in trash cans or anything like that. You can crouch and kneel, but you're only kind of like just walking behind, you know, objects that are already there. It's not like in Outlast you can go underneath the bed, you know, or something like that. That would have been really cool. I would have loved to see that in here, but none of that is in here. Bottom line, though, it is a horror game, and it does scare me. I got pretty scared. The monsters are a little bit cookie cuttery. You see a lot of the same ones, just with small variations, but in general, the game still gives you a true horror experience, in my opinion. It does say in the beginning that you should wear a headset, earphones, something like that. They do got a lot of good jump scares and things of that nature, and it will enhance your experience. So make sure that if you are playing it, if you have a headset, plug that thing in, because you're just going to make it even more scary for you. Hearing the entire aspect of the environment, the sounds of the monsters, the jump scares, all that stuff, it's going to play a good factor in keeping you scared. So those are some many good things. But again, bottom line, when it comes to the description of the game, you are a pilot basically on this ship that doesn't know who he is, and you are stuck on this ship, and you need to figure out how to survive and get off it. You know what I'm saying? It's the typical horror atmosphere of a in-space horror experience with monsters and stuff. So it's pretty cool. I do love the setting. I love it. I absolutely do. Which brings me to those pros and cons here about the game. When it comes to the pros, I think number one being that it's in space is a huge pro, because its space is already kind of like a scary environment. It doesn't matter if it's a horror movie or not. You know, if you even watch the movie, The Martian or whatnot, and you see the guy that's like jumping from spot to spot on the ship, it's like, dude, like that would scare the crap out of me. Like if you miss, you're just wandering off in space, you know what I'm saying, and never to be seen again. You know, it's that whole saying, nobody can hear you scream in space, you know, that kind of stuff. I mean, space is a true horror atmosphere, in my opinion, and I wish more games used like space sci-fi as their horror medium. I don't think it happens enough, but that's neither here nor there. Dead Space is a good example. That's a great horror because it's also in that atmosphere that they give you, is that space. It helps. So I think space is a big pro to them. The game, again, here's another pro, kept me in suspense. Like I told you, it did. I got scared in this game. I got scared many a times where, you know, I came to save points and I was like, you know what? Let's save here and let's pick this up in a couple hours. I need to get my heart rate down. Let's save and let me go do something and start tomorrow. So the game did keep me in suspense. I got generally scared from this game. So that was a good thing. Some horror games, they don't even let you die, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like the big in the horror gaming world, is some games are just puzzly, but they don't even let you die. You can die in this game, believe me, yes, you can die. And you will get scared in this game. Yes, you will. When it comes to the game length, I think it's pretty good for the price. It's $20 again for the game, and I got 10 plus hours out of it. I know it was like 10 plus is what it shows on my Nintendo Switch, okay? 10 plus hours out of this game in order to beat it from start to finish. And I would not go by what you read on forums and whatnot about this, because you're going to see, like when I looked it up initially before I started playing the game, that they say the game takes 2.5 hours to beat. Like, I call bullcrap on that. No way, shape, or form does this game take anybody who has never, ever, ever played this game or experienced it in any way. If you've never played the game, seen a gameplay of it or anything, you've never done anything, you're not using a walkthrough or anything like that, there's no way you're gonna get through this game in 2.5 hours. No way. That's speed running. You know, you've already beaten it. You know where all the secrets are. You know where all the codes for all the puzzles. You know all of this stuff. You know, so no, 2.5 hours. No, not happening. No. It's like a 10-hour game, if not a little bit more. Okay, give or take. So we'll go with that. That's what I feel comfortable saying. That's what it took me. And again, I wasn't using like a bunch of walkthroughs and cheat codes and all this kind of stuff. 10 plus hours is what you're gonna get out of it for 20 bucks. Not too bad. That's kind of reasonable. And again, it's a horror game that does leave you in suspense. The game also leaves room for a sequel, which I love, because I always like that if a game is good, I definitely want to see it grow. I want to see more come out of it. So leaving room for a sequel without giving any spoilers or anything like that is great. You know, so let's see where it goes. Hopefully it'll happen. When it comes to the cons, though, there is quite a few of them, and some of them are harder to overlook. When it comes to one of my biggest cons, there is an issue I find that some games suffer from. This game particularly suffers from it, and it's like I don't know if you want. I don't even want to know what the heck I call it. Like, look at me syndrome. Okay, like there can be an item, whether it be a gun, ammo, a magazine to pick up, a canister, anything. You have to have your cursor reticle right on the center of the object in order to pick it up. So let's just say something is chasing you. You can't keep running and then kind of click the A button or whatnot just to pick the thing up as you're running by to pick it up. I don't know if I'm not a programmer, I'm not a developer. I don't know if it's like a hitbox thing, like each object has a hitbox or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And maybe their hitbox is so small that you have to be right on the object in order to actually grab it, because what you have to do in this game, it's like you have to run up to the object, you have to stop, stare right at it, put the cursor right on the center just to pick it up. Sometimes you even have to kneel. It could be an item that's just like on a lower box, so you got like two different boxes, and you want to look down and grab said item, but you can't, because the game's like, nope, you need to kneel to get this item. You see what I'm saying? It's like, really, dude? There's nothing blocking my way. Why can't I just look down and grab it? But that's neither here nor there. That to me is just something that drives you crazy. It is not like a glitch. It is nothing that is game breaking, but it is a big con in my perspective. I think that they should give you a little bit more leeway when it comes to picking items up, especially in a horror game. Another thing is that the run speed in this game is laughable, okay? They tell you in the control settings that there is like a sprint or a run, I'm not sure how they labeled it, and then there's like a walk, okay? And it just comes from pushing in the thumbstick as usual. Now, the run speed in this game is, like I said, completely laughable. All of the footage that you're currently seeing, minus that blue sound from my pop-up alert, anyway, is running. All of the footage you see right here is me running. Can you believe that? Like, I still can't believe that that's running, but it is. That's showing up as running. And the problem is when your speed is supposedly running, you end up walking when you don't want to, because you get the feeling that you're being chased and you're like, I gotta push in the thumbstick to run, and you push it in and then you move to like a crawl. Although you're not actually crawling on the ground, you just don't feel like you're running the whole time in the game, and you end up slowing yourself down and getting yourself killed. I mean, that's the best I can say about it. They need to work on that, and when it comes to a sequel, they need to make it to where you truly feel like you are running, because that is something that'll just drive you insane, especially if you have to backtrack and go back and get something that you may have forgot. Now, another thing that I find an issue with is the gamma settings in this game. They don't give you like a scale slider in the very beginning to say, hey, you know, look at these three pictures. One's dark, middle, and then bright, and see if you can barely see the dark. You know what I'm talking about? To adjust your gamma settings. They don't give you that. So there's nothing like that, but you can truly adjust your gamma settings And because I don't know where I need to be, sometimes I'll feel like I'm cheating because I got it too bright or too dark. So it's not my fault, it's just they don't give me the scale, and I'm trying to keep it dark to where I'm still getting my scare, but I'm not cheating and getting, you know, I'm seeing the jump scares before they happen and stuff like that. I'm like an enemy hiding in the corner and stuff. The other thing is that when it comes to that gamma, their whites are very bright. So there's like a couple of times where I've seen like banners in there and I want to read what's on it because it looks all creepy and bloody and there's candles and stuff everywhere, but I'm trying to read what it says and I can't make out what it says. Then I turn the flashlight on and I get blinded, you know what I'm saying? So even when I'm trying to look at it when the flashlight's not on, it's already blinding. And then I turn the flashlight on trying to hope to maybe see it, and it's even more blinding, you know what I'm saying? I think they need to find some way to clean that up so that I can actually read some of the stuff when it comes to those different decorations, because I like to see everything. That's the kind of person I am. I like to take in my environment of this horror experience that I'm living. One other thing when it comes to like glitches and stuff like that, that's not a glitch, but I only had like 2 glitches in this entire game. Nothing that was game breaking. Again, I got stuck behind a couch one time and I had to like go back and like just close the game and then open it again to restart, because I got stuck behind the couch. I was able to walk behind it, no problem, walk behind it, and I came back and I was hiding behind there. One other time, just try to stay out of the way of these giant looking dudes, and it wouldn't let me back out after I did it again, and I was like, oh wow. So I got stuck and I had to like reload my save. The other thing was I was in a room with a couple of silo things. It was a small room, no enemies in there, nothing like that. It did not break the game or anything. I did not have to restart, but I noticed that, you know, instead of walking into said object and then getting stopped, I ended up walking through like this giant silo tank. Like it just like, I walked through it. Like I was like, oh wow. I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to be able to walk through that, but okay. It didn't benefit me in any way. It was just an object in the room that didn't have one of those invisible walls that it probably should have to not let me walk through it. So minimal glitches, guys. The game is pretty polished. I'll give it that one. Just 2 small things and nothing that broke the game. The other thing that's kind of annoying, and it's a little nitpicky on my part, is the map system. I don't like the map system that they have in here. It feels very cheesy, and it doesn't also feel like it's proportioned right. Like you have 2 lines, that's a hall, and then you might have like, you know, a line over here for a hall, and then you're like looking at it and you're like, where's my guy? And then you're like, oh, I have to look down. So you take the control stick to look down just to find your arrow, because they want you as a perspective to be like if you're looking at a map on a sheet of paper, not really in front of your face. You see what I'm saying? They want it as if it's on a table, but they don't give you anything to indicate that it's, say, on a table or something like that. So you have to look down, number one. And you got to move the control stick just to kind of see where your freaking arrow is to find it. And then it's like, it's very plain, there's not much on it, and it feels disproportionate because it seems like it's too large even for your own screen. And you might get like a blip or something if you gotta find something. So it does work, but it just doesn't feel right, I should say. So again, it's a nitpicky thing. Nothing that I found when it comes to the cons are anything to break the game. There's just some aesthetic things and some gameplay stuff, you know, but I mean, what can you say? Nothing's gonna be perfect, right? So, I mean, let's get on with the review side, or should I say the score side, because we're talking about a horror game here that truly did scare me and just has some minor issues and things of that nature. But I do want to be fair when I give review scores, so I want to put them into categories. And as you can see, the categories that I'm going to rate are aesthetics with a 20%, which is like your graphics and things of that nature, the performance, which is how well the game performs and things of that nature, bugs and things, so that's 30% of my review score, and then gameplay is the biggest portion. The 50% of my review score is going to be based off of gameplay. And the reason I do that and I have aesthetics as the lowest is because I feel that too many people put all their eggs in the basket of a game. Looks pretty, it looks great in trailers, like, oh my god, it's the most beautiful thing ever, and that to them is what's important? No. Not here at CharminEXSoft Gaming. We are about the gameplay. The gameplay is what matters. Is the game good? Is it fun? You know, like they say, you can put like glitter on a dog turd or something like that, but it's still a dog turd. You know, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so let's do this here. So how I'm gonna do this is that with the rating system, I'm gonna rate each section 5-star, or should I say out of 5 stars. So aesthetically, when it comes to the looks of this game, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of give it a 2 out of 5 stars. It's on the low side. It's not even average, you know. A couple of things that I didn't mention, I did mention, was the gamma setting is a huge aspect, a huge issue with me. I think that they really need to make that work better, where I can read the details of different things in my environment and not get blinded by every little thing no matter what I do. I think they need to have a gamma scale. On top of that, like I said, the enemies are kind of a little bit on the cookie cutter side. So you see maybe 4, maybe 5 variations of the enemies, and then you might see a variation of each one of those. So there's about 5 enemies with maybe a variation each, if that. You see what I'm saying? And they are, you know, they're good, but they're not, oh my god, terrifying, you know what I'm saying? Like, just in the looks, but they are creepy. So we'll give them that, but at the same time, it's not fully there aesthetically. You see what I'm saying? It's not. But when it comes to performance, on the other hand, we're going to go ahead and give them a 4 out of 5 stars, okay? Performance-wise, the game performs great. It really does. There's only, like I said, 2 minor little bugs, you know, and very minor, nothing that breaks the game, and it performs very well. And on the Switch, it performs great both docked and undocked. So what can I say about that? That's awesome too. You can take it on the go if you got it on the Switch. And when it comes to gameplay, I'm going to go ahead and give it an overall on the gameplay 3.5 out of 5 stars for gameplay. So we're a little low on the gameplay side. And the biggest issue with that gameplay side that kind of takes that enjoyment and fun away is the aspect of the speed, where I feel like I'm walking all the time, and the aspect of looking at an object to just pick it up. There's many a times, like you'll even see in some of these clips here, that I've died just because I'm trying to freaking pick something up, and then I get grabbed because I can't pick it up right. You see what I'm saying? Like, they should work that out where I don't have to worry about, I was like, why can't I pick it up? I'm supposed to pick the item up, but instead I get grabbed from behind because I'm spending all my time trying to pick up said item. So that is a huge thing. But I mean, bottom line, when it comes to, you know, the scare factors and stuff, it's still a fun game. It's definitely above average. I've definitely played way worse horror titles than this. You know, it gives me the scares and everything. But those 2 things alone, or I should even just say the one thing, that picking items up, that hurt it the most right there. That hurt it the most, along with the aspect, like I was saying, where they say you can use your environment, but all you can do is blow up a canister. I personally hope that in Hollow Part 2, if they do in fact do a Hollow Part 2, that they will allow you to hide under beds like you can in Outlast, or jump in trash cans, hide in lockers, hell, maybe even like go out in an airlock in outer space, put on a spacesuit and hide in outer space, or even do some spacewalking or something like that. That would be cool. Those kind of things, if they can bring them to the game in some way, wow, that would be so killer. I'm definitely excited for a Hollow Part 2. I will definitely play it and review it if it does come around, but that's my ratings in those categories, guys. Giving the game an overall total of 67, which means this game is rated at a 6.5 out of 10. Final verdict, this game is a 6.5 out of 10 right here, Hollow. It is, in my personal opinion, a good game. It is a game worth playing. If you find it on sale, I would not hesitate to pick it up. If you're trying to buy it right now, yeah, if you want something to scare you, go for it. But definitely when it goes on sale, yeah, definitely buy this game, but it's still worth it at full price. I think you will enjoy it if you truly like horror games and you find yourself getting scared of the dark and things of that nature. Turn the lights out, make the room cold, put some headphones on, and you're gonna have a fun time. I think it's a great game. I really do. Well, I can't say great. It's a good game. Definitely a good game. Again, 6.5 out of 10. That is my final verdict right here at CharminEXSoft Gaming. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope it helped you out. And if it did, please feel free to go ahead and slap that like button down below. And don't forget to subscribe, join the Charminati today. And you guys are more than welcome to go ahead and follow me on Twitter to stay up to date with all my YouTube videos. I'm CharminEXSoft, and as always, thanks for watching. And y'all come back now, you hear?